Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy. The following content may involve explicit language and materials, so listener discretion is advised.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. I'm so excited. I have been working on this for damn near a year. We have been back and forth trying to schedule, trying to figure shit out. But today, finally, we have Heather and Rachel from Like Mother, Like Murder. Insert applause. I actually have an applause button. I just don't use it. We've been literally discussing the podcast, doing everything, sharing each other's stuff since I started. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're going on a year ago.
In December.
That's crazy. Okay, mind blown just now. Okay, shit, I did not realize. Okay, I gotta come up with something for that.
Yeah, you gotta do some stuff.
Wow. Okay. See, guys, thank you so much for being on here. Super pumped. Before we start anything, though, again, everybody, per the norm, just so everybody is aware, even though Rachel does get a little spooked, we have the sensors on in their normal places. We have the K2 meter going. And I have my spirit box going in the corner here, which is already pre-recording, been going crazy. So we've got some little chatty Cathys. No pun intended there, ladies. We got extra guests on the show today, and all of that's set up. You can see it on the Patreon feed. That's where I put my videos. But it says don't. But I always want to give an opportunity. Oh, sex. Okay, cool. All right. Don't sex. All right. Don't sex, guys. I know the voices here are going to be just uncontrollable, but just hang on. You're going to have to wait until after. Oh, that's such a gross thought. But anyway, ladies, I'm going to go ahead and open the floor up to you, give you guys an opportunity to tell everybody what it is, what you do, why you do it, anything that you want to know, where to find you. Now, granted, because you guys filled out the form, all of your links are going to be in the description, so everybody can go check that out. This thing's really not wanting something. Now it's so do not. Did I not enunciate?
They're like, do not let them on your show.
No, do not. Bitch, please.
Guess what? We're here.
Because I know that this is going to be something a little different. Suspicious grave. Okay. Ironic, because we have the murder ladies with us today.
Yeah, we do.
So it's going to be a little different. But first, take it away, ladies.
Yeah. First, I want to apologize that it took this long. That is a me thing 100%, not a Heather thing. I am in charge of all of that, and it's just been a year is the only way to say that. Also, you were so kind to come onto this recording and not have everything going and saying how you were going to look out for me, and I instantly was like, turn it on. I'm not
turn my lights down. Shit.
A little wussy, like I'm gonna man.
It goes, damn. All right.
So that's it. I was ready for it. I was prepared for it, and I was eagerly awaiting it. Yeah, I get spooked. Yeah, I get freaking terrified over every little thing there is, but it's gonna happen, and that's fine.
We are. Dick, I was disappointing. Sorry.
We are the hosts of Like Mother, Like Murder. What did they say?
What did they say?
Ass.
What? Well,
they're like, nope, turn her mic off now.
Okay.
Here, let's see if Heather explains who we are.
And maybe what they were trying to say is let the cute one with the big ass talk now. And so I'm with the that thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I actually met you guys in person. Yeah. I know I got lots of junk in my trunk. That's all I'm saying.
Heather's got a badonk.
I got a badonk.
All right. Yeah, let the ass one speak.
We'll let the ass one speak. Yeah, so we are the hosts of Mother Like Murder. We cover all things true crime mom related. So we're talking murdered mothers, missing mothers, or the moms who do the crimes themselves. And we tend to stick to our mom-related topics. However, we do branch out every once in a while, especially if there's a really interesting case that we feel needs to
get more. We're very big into spreading awareness for cases that maybe don't get their fair share of coverage, and advocating for any of those survivors or victims of those. But yeah, come check us out. We also do some fun episodes every once in a while. We have a good badass crime where we go lighthearted and we talk about just different news in the recent news related things. And we also have Rachel is the hostess with the mostest when she brings ABCs of crime. So that one's awesome too. And Natasha's just over here getting naked. I like it.
Doing okay. For everybody who's not on the Patreon feed watching this video, I am in a head-to-toe, fuzzy-ass onesie with a llama hood and rainbow pocket. I am very hot-natured, and I just took a double shot of 100 proof vodka that tastes like bananas. And I'm already sweating, so I just undid my arms and tied it so it doesn't. I'm naked right now.
It's very llama chic. I'm liking
chic.
it. Yeah.
I was getting made fun of because somebody was like, you can't make a moo-moo sexy. And I was like, watch me, bitch.
Watch me.
I literally have a bunch of moo-moos. I have a Christmas one that's got like Christmas trees and dogs and cats on it. I have one that's got rabbits, cats, dogs. They're all wearing like sunglasses and shit. And then I have one that's
What did they say?
I think it's 9 married. Well, when you were talking earlier about your show, it goes, rest in peace. No thanks.
What?
They're like, no, we're causing a ruckus over here. Well, what's in? It was annoying.
Rude. I think moo-moos are very sexy. And man, I think of that meme where it's, how in the world did our granny cause 11 kids wearing this getup? And I'm like, that's just sexy right there. That's right there.
Well, what's funny is on top of that, I have a pair of pink Puma sandals, like the slide-on sandals. And they're like, oh, this is respect. Yeah, respect for the sandals. And they're like, oh my God, you look like a grandma. Like, those are grandma shoes. And I was like, bitch. And they're like, I bet you can't. And I was like, watch me. So I put on my muumuu and I put on my slippers and I did my hair and makeup and I like posed and took a photo and sent it. They're like, I take it back. I was like, thank you. Thank you. Love it. I'm super excited because we are going to do something a little different because I like to seize the opportunity. Month of chatting's in the works. We got Heather and Rachel here. Which, by the way, Heather, I have not talked to you that I know of unless you were like under the thing, and I thought you were Rachel. It's me. Yeah, it's Liam and his guest. So Liam's co-host, I've decided, is either a blow-up doll or a figment of his imagination.
Billy from Let's Talk.
Yes, he exists, but I've never seen the man. I've never talked to the man, and I've recorded with Liam like 2 or 3 times. Like, when I got on, I was like, wait, there's 2 people? Yeah. I was like, oh, that girl in the pictures, isn't he duh? It's real. Okay.
It's real. Rachel is the queen of our socials, and so I fade into the background.
What? You're one of those like cardboard cutouts or something.
She's posing with me. Wouldn't make it through a day without her, though. So I know that people think she's in the background, but she's not. She's with me through all of it.
And what's funny is as you're telling people, my listeners, what you guys do, I'm going, I've listened to your episodes. I don't know how many times. And I have never correlated the fact that you only cover mothers. I was still doing the podcast. That's where my brain has been the whole last year and a half. I feel like an idiot.
And I love that. I love that. But it works for me. That is really weird that it said to your left because I don't know if you guys just saw me. I just looked out my window to my left.
Look out your window.
There's ambulances over there. So that is freaking creepy and I do it like that.
It's indeed. It's disagreeing with you. Yes. It's telling me that you are the one it was talking to.
This is
okay.
See, Rachel, it's you.
Well, maybe it's just whoever's possibly coding over across the street. No, we're neighbor.
That's why I don't play with stuff because I don't want to accept anything in.
This is our safe zone. They know that they can go in. Well, there's a few that can go in the house, but not very many. I only let a few of them in the house. That's usually my kids. And just so everybody knows, if you're in here, no visiting these two. You got to stay in here with me because sometimes they do go, but usually come back. They don't usually stay. Pretty much most things that are here are either close by and they come in, I think, because they know that I know they're here or I can at least communicate with them, or they're just attached to me. So even if we cut off Keith, my son's
I'm going to totally look up this. Well,
I was going to say, what's your neighbor's name?
I'm looking up the person. I'm going to see if he was dismembered. Like, I am keeping all of
disfigured,
this
not dismembered.
Or that's,
Yeah.
I think the word right.
He might be dismembered. No. Well, my son's grandpa that he doesn't really see, and I haven't seen in years, his name is also Keith.
Oh.
Anyway, today we're not covering any cryptids. We'll talk about them at the end. But we're not really covering a cryptid. We're not really covering a ghost. We're not really covering a conspiracy. What we're doing is, since I do have a couple of the most badass crime bitches today, I wanted to seize the opportunity and cover a topic that I have been dying to present and haven't had a right chance.
Cool.
So in this day and age, there are rules and regulations abound. Everybody knows, everybody hates it, but hey, it's the law. What can you do, right? So we're going to take some of these laws that were put into place that are pretty ridiculous, and I just on them.
But good.
We talked about doing this kind of thing because we've talked about, I wonder what the law is about this. Like, I wonder what the law is about that. And like, why is it like, we should literally talked about this. This is so exciting.
It's
crazy.
It's going off. We have one ball already going off, so it's agreeing with us and it's excited, which is funny.
For you.
Yeah, bitch. Ironically, I had a topic in here. I have had notes ready for 6 months with your names on it.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and went, nope, that's not what we need to cover today. I know exactly what we need to cover today.
Shoot.
And switched it this morning. I literally woke up and I was like, you know what? Aside from the Sound Music song, I was like, no, we're going to do something different. I know exactly what we're going to do. And I literally been researching since I got up this morning.
Love it.
Yeah, because it's just something that I know. And it just is. So I just go with my gut, and that's what we're doing today. Now, I
love
didn't get too crazy. I've gone all the way to the D's. Oh my God. I've gone all the way to the D. And so I tried to pick 3 for each state in the U.S. I didn't go outside. It's only in the U.S. As again, dear God. And I tried to do something because they just crashed my shit up. I just could not. That's what we're doing today. And it's really funny that you said that because I literally woke up this morning and was like, I know exactly what we need to do and I'm not ready yet. So let me get ready.
Oh, that is perfect. That is so exciting.
Okay.
Give her a curveball because you have said it so many times that you're like, I have it ready. I have it ready. Go fill out that form. And I'm like, I'm going to.
Here's my
and I just was
question.
here for a month.
All right, hold on. If you guys could guess any topic that I would potentially cover, again, that I would cover, chaste. Is that like a nun joke? Is that why I was thinking of nuns singing this morning? That'd be interesting. But anyway, I had actually had everything ready. Oh, here it is again. To cover Elizabeth Bathory.
Oh.
Now,
Okay, we're going to have some back so you
Holy
think they'll do
shit.
that.
it's going again.
It is. It hasn't stopped ever since you talked
think
about
so
what we
long.
want to cover today.
All right, so it's saying, bitch, go ahead and get on with it. Well, actually, it's probably not saying that because so just so you guys know, this one down here is typically, it's one of 2 things. My kids use this ball a lot, and actually, I only moved it down here because it was only on top, and they kept saying they couldn't reach it. It was saying, I can't, I'm trying, and then it was saying too tall, too tall. So I moved it down here, and then it was, when I did it with Stacy, we had a 10-minute conversation and found out it was actually which one of my kids specifically that it was. So they like this one. There is, I'm going to give you guys a mind to blow here before we start. I was recording probably 2 weeks ago with Tommy from Let's Get Freaky. I just released them this week. And when we were recording, I did 2 spirit box sessions and I recorded with him and I kept getting a name and it kept saying beep and I'm like, who? And this thing was very adamant. It was like, I was like, what the hell does that even mean? So I Google it. It's actually a Slavic name. And I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. But then it kept saying the name of a friend of mine, like it was trying to talk to a certain person.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll ask them. So I sent them a message. I was like, do you happen to know a Steven Stanek? And they just immediately were red hair is what it just said. Yeah, that's me. I got red hair.
No, I was going to say doesn't Tommy. But yeah.
Tommy does have red hair.
Yes, I was like, doesn't he too? That's crazy.
Yeah, we were 2 gingers. It was like, surf bitch. Rub us together. It was like poof, flame. But so I reached out and I was like, hey, do you happen to know anybody by this name? And they immediately were like, how did you know that?
Yeah.
Why did you know that? Why are you asking?
That's so weird.
No. Oh, no. Okay. Hi, Blink. It's not my kids. It must be Blank. Hi, Ziggy. That's his nickname. I found out.
What?
My friend was in the military. He went overseas. His friend didn't make it home.
Oh, fun.
His nickname was Ziggy. When I asked him who his friend, he just froze. Because
Yeah, he's like,
we don't
how
talk
in the world
about
would
it.
you know that name?
Yeah. And I said,
Right.
I think your friend is talking to me. And so some of the words, they didn't make any sense to me, but they made sense to him. So whatever it was, he was trying to get me to talk to him.
Yeah.
So when I went, I was like, you know what? Come sit with me. I have an idea because I was like, there's something that he wants to tell you. I don't know what it is. I said, but apparently where I go, he's going to go. Dolls. Huh. Hello, dolls. We're just dolls, ladies. But anyway, so we sat down together and there was a thing that they used to do together where it was like he asked a question, whichever one it was. One would ask a question and there was a specific answer. So he wrote it down on a Post-it note, folded it up and handed it to me. He asked the question. And I said, sometimes I don't know if they can hear everybody or if they just hear me. He's like, okay, do me a favor. He goes, ask it this question. Exactly like this. And I said, okay. So I asked the question 2 or 3 times. On the 3rd time, we got an answer. He about died. And he's like, open the fucking Post-it note. And it was exactly what the Post-it note said.
Wow.
Like, holy crap. Blew my mind. And it was just, I was just dumbfounded. Yeah. So
I have like body chills. Like that
Oh.
that freaks me out.
yeah. Well, and I told him, I said, he's trying to talk to me. I said, but I don't know if he's wanting to say something in particular. So I was like, if
Yeah.
I'm there, a lot of times if I'm there, they'll still come. Even if they can't hear or talk to the person in front of me, they'll at least be there. So they'll be able to do whatever they do. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was like really freaking creepy. And what's interesting is the words that he uses whenever I pick him up on my spirit box. So, but anyway, sorry for the distraction, but he uses that ball a lot
That's
too.
crazy.
All right, are we ready?
Ziggy uses that ball a lot, you
And
said.
this is Ziggy.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, so what's interesting too is I have to add words sometimes into the spirit box so it has options because they're not always there. So I plugged his nickname into my phone to add it to the dictionary, and then it was using it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so I know that it's you.
Yeah.
Got it. He's really cool though. He seems nice.
Hey, I would be absolutely terrified to bring those things into or near my daughter because she'd pick up on all of it. No, just no. The answer is just no.
Yeah. So I'm still trying to figure out whether or not my son has inherited my weirdness. I'm pretty sure he has some of it. I don't know if he knows that he has some of it, but that's why we have rules. You can't go past the gate and you can't come in the house. You got to stay out here. And every single time after we close, I turn off all the sensors and I'm like, you guys have to stay out here. You have to do this. You can't come in. And we go through the whole thing every single time.
Yeah.
And I periodically sage the house just to be safe.
Yeah. Yeah. Because for sure. If your son has that, like he needs to be prepared before any of those guys would
Last
come.
night he walks in, he went to the back door to take the trash out. And he comes back, he's I'm not going out there. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, hunger. He goes, I'm not going out. He was like, I just saw, there's a man outside. He was walking across the alley where he needed to go. He goes, but he walked behind a tree and he never walked out the other side. He goes, he just walked behind the tree and disappeared. And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah. He goes, it was dark. He goes, but he had like a white, it looked like he had a white hoodie or something. And I'm like, so I go on the camera. There's no person.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
And I'm
definitely
like,
saying something.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
like, don't worry. I was like, they can't hurt you anyway.
Yeah.
So he's also seen he's seen the Hat Man twice.
No thanks.
If I could do the right finger thing. Sorry. Jeez. But anyway, sorry, got distracted. Oh,
Here.
right. Back to the U.S. laws. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
So we're going to start, which, by the way, I don't know about you guys, but growing up at school, they taught us a song. I only remember part of it, but it's Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Hawaii. Yeah, it goes through, so you could do them all in alphabetical order.
Yeah. I never learned that song.
No? Okay. Well, maybe it's just an Indiana thing.
We can't even name the states and Air Force bases, and I still, it's not freaking salt. Like,
well, that's what I used to do this. We're going to start with Alabama.
we should have some good ones.
It is apparently illegal to wear a funny-looking fake mustache in church.
Well,
they don't want you to make people laugh at church. It's distracting.
Oh. I can't believe certain things just get passed like that. That is bizarre.
Actually,
We really dive deep into these. I was literally just talking about this to my husband yesterday, how that like certain things only get written down. Like we were talking about the Constitution and amendments, and we were talking about how the fact that like certain things only had to be written down as like a rule for or a rule against because they actually happen.
yeah.
So just imagine that dude in Alabama who like was like, you know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna show up. We've been trying to happen. Everyone's hilarious. And then some curmudgeon comes up and says, you know what? That should be illegal. I'm bringing it.
What if it's the pastor and he's trying to give a sermon and his little mustache is wiggling?
Joel just showed up to church and that's what it was.
That's like halfway off. As long as it's not like a Hitler stash, I think we're okay.
Now I feel like we should be guessing on what some of them are, because like instantly I think Alabama and like bizarre laws that could be put into place, and you're not allowed to say roll tide unless you're wearing crimson.
Oh, so yeah. Oh, what's funny is I actually tried to pick the ones that I hadn't heard of before.
Okay.
Remorse. Okay, well, this one feels sorry for something. I don't know.
No, we don't feel
All
sorry.
right. Putting salt on a railroad track can give you a death sentence in Alabama. Like a literal death sentence for putting salt on a railroad track.
What is the deal? Does it
No one is that deep. What do you just feel like what if you just walking by and you, I don't know why.
Spill some salt?
My idiot. Oh my God. You throw it over your shoulder? You think for good luck?
And it just lands there.
Like you're like, I needed to look and it worked. That didn't work. Maybe you threw it over the wrong shoulder. That's crazy.
Salt something that corrodes or put it over time? So over time, it could make the railroad ties start to deteriorate. And so maybe that's a
definitely.
Yeah, difficult. Like don't they use salt? But I don't know. Does it snow in Alabama? I don't know geography. Don't they use salt to like clear salt or like snow off the roads?
But they don't get that much though because it's in Bama.
So maybe
Bama's pretty like swampy, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Oh, well, my ghost says it needs this. So apparently we're doing it some therapy now.
You're welcome.
And I'm just like, if you put salt, I was like, it doesn't say how much.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It was like you can be carrying salt next to a railroad and they arrest you on intent to distribute said salt on a railroad. And it's, oh, well, you had more than a he thinks I'm funny. More than a recreational amount of salt you have intent to distribute amount of salt. So we're going to pack.
If it's one of those like to-go packets from like the restaurant, Oh my gosh, that is great. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, okay. Okay, that makes sense. I love the thorough there because that was pretty quick. I like it. All right, you ready for the third one for Bama?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Sorry,
Yeah,
you
hold
froze for a
on.
second.
Yeah, I have one that does that. Let me see here. It
You
might
have
pause
both
for a
of three
second to see if this goes. Yes, it cuts off my internet.
Oh, no way.
He also calls me.
I missed it. He
So,
calls you what?
Yeah,
He was what? You froze again. He did
a
it.
had.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, come on, no. I'm already back off, dude. If you're gonna be like that, get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. There we go.
Stop.
Wow.
You keep talking about me. I'm going to
All
stay
right.
right here.
Well, one time it bloodied my nose and erased my video.
Okay, that's that. No.
Yeah, that's my demon. He's not a person. I'm visiting you, is what it just said. Well, if you're not
Get
gonna be
out.
nice, you can get
Yeah, we don't appreciate that. You're not
exit the
welcome.
gate.
Unless you want to laugh about Alabama, you're not
This
welcome
is a
here.
fun episode.
Yeah.
Sister.
Anyway, we're gonna move on to Alaska. Now that we're all
Wait,
back.
we
at
didn't
this.
hear the third Alabama.
Oh, you third? No, in the
No.
north.
Edge.
Please. Okay.
You
So it's against
disappeared.
the law to carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket.
Okay. I that one for some reason.
You know what? That was one of the fun facts on Twisted and Uncorked. I'm calling it. That has to be one of the. I feel like it was.
Nice. Yeah, because I just thought, like, who the hell puts their ice cream cone in their back pocket?
And why wouldn't they want you to be able to
Just
do
give me-
that?
Hi, Ziggy. Look. It just gave me and now it's going off. Hi, Ziggy.
Ziggy
Yes,
is welcome.
So don't carry your ice cream around. Oh my God, ice cream cone around. What is
In
an
your
ice
back
cream
pocket.
sandwich? Can you put an ice cream sandwich back there?
Oh. Like a loophole in the law there.
Yeah. Is this correct?
I thought it was reasonable doubt.
Yeah. Reasonable. All right, so now we can go to Alaska. All right.
These are going to be even
These are
more
great.
bizarre.
Yeah.
You can't fish
bizarre.
at midnight on the 21st of November or something. It's going to be so fun.
Touch. Let's not touch me. Thank you. You cannot. Gosh dang it. Sorry. They like to play with my hair the last couple weeks. It's kind of their gig. You cannot serve alcohol to a moose.
Yeah.
One before, no.
We said a moose
we
episode.
Twisted and Uncorked, we talked about because most when they're drunk, they're mean. They're not nice. They're not nice
Yeah.
drunks.
Well, I don't think they're nice in general. But I get it. If you give the moose a muffin, we meant to do
If you get a Moscow Mule,
I didn't even
Don't
think about
get
that.
your
I
hand
didn't do it. Yeah. Don't get the. Jeez. All right. Nor can you push a live moose out of an airplane.
Yeah.
But
So
what about a dead moose?
That's crazy, right? That's crazy. This conversation we actually had with them because the crime that they brought on the episode that we did with them was a murder, and they blamed it on the husband of this woman. She was an elderly woman, and they blamed the husband because he found her. So he was the last one to see her in that
found
whole
her
situation.
in the woods.
It was a fucking drunk moose.
Drunk
It was a drunk moose that killed her, and it even had the whatever her wounds were, or I think she had some of the hair. Like she tried to fucking.
She had moose hair. They couldn't
Yeah.
explain it at first.
And so they brought
why
these
there was.
guys too.
And do you know how the moose got drunk?
Someone who was on an airplane
feed it.
pushing him. No, I'm just kidding.
They force fed it alcohol. Oh, God. No. I mean, it was whiskey enema.
So fruit had fallen from the trees and fermented on the ground so much so that created
I
the
forgot about
fermentation process created the alcohol. The moose ate it. And
That's when we were supposed to make the sangria. Moose punch sangria.
What do you do if the moose is drunk? How do they know? Do they just like hunt around and be like, which one of you got this moose drunk? Not really. Fruit.
Moose sobriety tests. They failed.
yeah, the sobriety test is if you can say no, I do not want to be pushed out of this flying
The moose did
airplane.
not walk. I love
Would
that.
not moose consent. All right, Bullwinkle. Because it wants to play. Okay. That's kind of funny. But I'm just like, well, if you push it out of the airplane alive,
Yeah.
it says it's invisible. Yes, I know you're invisible. I can see you moving the thing, though. Wouldn't it then be dead when it hits the ground? So how do they know when it dies to charge you?
Moose autopsy.
To know when it splats and if it was dead before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can look at the blood coagulation.
I don't know. Okay, we'll let you have that one. It sounds good to me. It sounds legit.
She's going to make up a reason no matter what.
Okay,
She's
we'll go
going to
with it.
justify
I
claim for it someday.
Moose autopsy. Got it. Well, what happened is the poor thing's heart exploded because it was having a fucking heart attack falling from the sky.
I tried to give it some fermented fruit to calm it down, but it did not work.
Damn. What do you do if it just gets out and jumps from the plane? Are you still accountable for that? Oh, look at Goody.
Things were funny. Why would you even want a moose on a plane?
Seriously, I'm sorry.
What if they're transporting it like a vet, or I guess they wouldn't have a zoo. It says I'm following. It's following us.
Transport the vet to the moose. You don't need to
Yeah,
put the moose on the there's other options.
What if they're like, I really need this horny moose over here so we can have more moose in this area?
Is there a moose population?
Is there a moose shortage?
I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Nice. A lot of them being thrown out of airplanes and eating fermented fruit. So
maybe they're having fertilization issues with all the alcohol. They're getting a bunch of whiskey dick.
that's exactly what it is.
I give reference to whiskey dick. I've done. It's do that. So apparently I've got something on my brain right now.
I'm having a hard time not singing the Moose to Cha song from like those videos for the kids. A moose to cha, a moose to cha, a moose to cha cha. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Then he's like a moose and he like sings these songs. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Does he
swear.
do the moose cha cha? Like
he dances.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sing
Does
anymore.
he dance on 2 or 4 legs?
That's the 2. He stands up.
Oh my gosh. It says we're bangable.
Oh, damn.
He's bangable. I don't know who.
I agree. The 3 of us. They don't want a moose orgy. They want an ass orgy.
It would be an orgy. I am more top heavy than bottom heavy, but I do have both. Ship.
He ships us.
Close. Ship close. Was he going to sink our battleship?
I'm going to sink your battleship.
I missed my ship.
Oh my God. Okay.
Where are the cats?
Well, I don't know what it is. So there's one more here for Alaska that I have. It's illegal to whisper in somebody's ear while they're moose hunting. Now, these people
What? All the moose stuff in Alaska. I do not understand.
I literally put on there, I'm like, wow, these people are really particular about their moose in this fight.
That is so weird. Also, like, why would you whisper in someone's ear while they're hunting and shooting anyways? That's so weird. To be close enough when I don't know. That is weird.
Now, it doesn't say whispering while they're shooting. It just says while they're hunting.
That's so weird.
You know what I bet it was? Some guy took his kid out. The kid wouldn't shut up. So he was like, we're putting this law in play. And then all the other guys were like, you know what? My kid's annoying as hell, too. We're going to do this. It's a law. It's a damn law.
It's like one of those laws. Did your parents ever tell you when you were younger you can't turn on the light at night in the car when they're driving because it's illegal? Yeah, not illegal. But yeah, my parents, it's that kind of law.
Yeah, it's just like a mom's law.
Dang, I'm trying to think about one I literally thought about this morning that I was like, I know for a fact now that I'm a grown-up that that's fake.
Yeah, I've done that. I'm like, wait, is that real?
Like, seriously? I mean, like, immediately text my parents, like, why would you let me think this for however many years?
Or you say it to your kid and then you're like chuckling on the inside and you're going, touche, mom, touche. Like, well played.
But it's weird with like the kids' theory with the moose too, because it's like, wouldn't you want them to whisper? If you're out hunting, you don't want them to be loud, so you would want them to whisper something.
No, they want them to.
Don't say you're fun.
My son, who just turned 13 a few weeks ago, went out week before last and by himself got his first deer.
Oh, wow.
Deer, I was
Like,
gonna say, was it a deer or turkey?
He was by himself and got his first deer.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
I'm not like saying it against kids going hunting. I'm saying it against if your kid can't shut up and do what you're supposed to be doing out there, then maybe they're not ready.
Well, run to them.
I made my stepdad take him out, and then I would always tell him that I went by myself because it was mommy time. So I would go sit 20 feet in the air in the cold just to get some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel that.
Gotta do what you gotta do, y'all. No
If
shame.
you want the ultimate peace and quiet, go to Alaska so no one was here. The only thing that's going to bug you up there is moose.
What if they're like,
Drunk moose.
you can whisper? They like write it on their piece of paper, like shove it in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be annoying. Okay, so now we're gonna hit up Arizona.
All right. Ooh.
Oh,
There's going to be some interesting ones in Arizona.
like
Already thinking what's it going to be.
this thing is still going. Something's back here hanging with us. I just don't know who it is. Well, I guess it might still be Zig. All right. It is encouraging. Okay. It is against the law for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub.
What?
That.
I don't even understand.
Because why? My ghost. I'm going. Why would you have a donkey in the bathtub?
And why would it be illegal if they want to sleep there?
And who do you charge for the crime? Is it the donkey's fault or the owner's fault? What if it's a hobo donkey?
Yeah, just waltzing into someone's bathtub.
What if it's like you go to oh my gosh, hold on. The dump and there's like an empty bathtub and you're like, there's a fucking donkey in here.
Yeah.
Do you slap the cuffs on the donkey and you're like,
Hoof makes
on the
the kind of since the donkey's ears, and they're like, "Sir, you have the right to remain silent."
yeah.
You just imagine like a prison, like a jail cells, just all donkeys in there. That
all
would.
donkeys all day?
What are you in for? Oh, I got in that jet bathtub over on Main Street. What about you?
Oh no, I just hit the one down at the dump. That's good times, good times. Not worth it though.
So struggling. We're making these things laugh so hard they're struggling.
It's crazy.
All right. In Tombstone, men and women over the age of 18 can be in trouble for having less than one missing tooth that is visible when smiling.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait. So a city in Arizona. So Tombstone's in a city in Arizona. You're
Yeah.
saying that if they smile and they have 2 missing teeth, they're in trouble?
No, if they have 0 missing teeth, they're in trouble. It has to be 1 or more.
They have to have a missing tooth?
Yeah.
What is the population? And give me a photo. Like, I need them to take a group photo immediately.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Oh my God. I would not decide when I got time.
No, let's
Like Tombstone is that like Doc
There are
Holiday,
1,300
like
people in Tombstone.
yeah, Billy the Kid, like
And you're
Cowboy.
trying to tell me that they're all missing teeth right there? You know what? I need to go there. I need to go visit Tombstone. And
Well, I
also, am
wouldn't-
I in trouble if I'm passing by? Or am I
It
if
doesn't
I'm
say
a resident?
residents. What
Then
if you have
teeth.
somebody at the front and they're just like, you walk in, they're like smiling. If you don't have one, they just punch you in the face.
They not with your teeth.
Well, I guess they could have a dentist there. We could be a little nicer about it, I guess.
No, they have a guy like 20 feet in front of that selling like little black stickers that you can put on your tooth to blacken it up. 1 for
Genius.
5, 2 for 2% more.
Yeah, I got you $1. Idea. Just be a marker or something.
I love that we're like, bust their teeth out. And you're like, no, be smart. We're like, no.
Man, this is good. Okay, we have 2 things going over here now. All right, then we have, if you want to feed your pig trash, you have to get a license. Because they want to ensure the sanitary conditions for the swine.
What?
Sanitary swine.
I appreciate that in a sense, but also what the hell? We have like
Austin?
crime cases that we talk about that they're eating people.
Yeah, they feed people to pigs.
Where's
Yeah.
the law?
Like pigs can actually digest and consume everything, like down to the bone.
I thought it was like the only thing they couldn't do was like teeth or something.
Maybe
come out
small.
whole.
Maybe because they're too small. But I know that they can like.
That's why you pull the teeth out with the pliers, you grind them up in the dust, you sprinkle it all over something, and then you feed the rest of the pigs. Not that I've thought about this.
You know a lot about that for some reason.
I do. And I live around a lot of pig farms.
Is this
Well,
why
what
we're
would-
not doing the case that you originally had planned?
The shit getting busted. My preferred method is I have always wanted to see a body in a wood chipper.
That would
Like
be
not
so
the frozen
insane.
body wood chipper though, because that way the blood doesn't go everywhere. Or
No,
full-
see, just
like you want to see
shove
it.
it in, just
All right.
yeah.
No wonder you wanted to cover Elizabeth Bathory. That makes sense now.
I'm not saying I want to stand at the other end like it's a freaking shower. I
You guys
understand.
are twisted.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. You had to get a license to feed your pig trash.
Interesting.
And then in that case, what constitutes trash? What if you feed them leftovers? Is it still trash?
Exactly. Is that trash?
Is it just maybe it's? Can you feed them paper products?
Is it like what's the difference between trash and like recyclables? Greenway?
What's that saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure. So
Yeah.
technically, you could feed him anything.
Yep.
Like, go.
My treasure, bitch.
It's a bit of it's not.
It's not important to me. I think this
Oh, from my tombstone neighbor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see the connection here because the tombstone, you can't have teeth, and the pigs they can't digest teeth.
Damn.
That's what it is.
There it is.
This is all making sense. See, I knew there was a reason I did this today. This is great.
Solving crime one episode at a time. That's it.
All right, you guys ready to hit up Arkansas?
Oh my gosh, no,
Like,
but
this is
yes.
gonna be insane.
All right. You will be charged with disturbing the peace if you honk your horn near a sandwich shop after 9 p.m.
Particularly, it has to be a sandwich shop.
That's what it's.
We're not talking about maybe a place that we have sandwiches on the menu. We're not talking about it has to be a sandwich.
Like, you better be
shop.
checking your map for a Subway.
So I have a question on the ones that you've covered so far, or this particularly. Does it show you what the fine is or what they would be taking?
No, I didn't look into all of it. There's a couple that get
That's
into it, but I didn't
crazy.
look up most of them.
I'll be like, it's $10. I'm gonna go lay on my horn at the sandwich shop.
I was going to look at it. I'm like, I don't even know where to find the information. A lot of places, if you wanted to find that kind of stuff, you have to like subscribe to it if you're not like from the state or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah,
Need a FOIA.
yeah.
FOIA request. How many people have been arrested and fined for sandwich shop honking?
Honking.
And I'm
What the
like,
teenagers
why a
do in that
sandwich
area.
shop?
I know. Why a sandwich shop? Because
Someone
sandwich
was
shops,
definitely
like, they're the ones
harassed.
that are like closed at 9 p.m. though. You don't have sandwich shops that are
It's
open
so
late.
weird.
So why not like a bar or something else that's like a coffee shop is open late? Why a sandwich shop?
And I don't know about there, but like, I'm pretty sure in my town, disturbing the peace doesn't start till like 10:30 or 11 at night.
Yeah.
Ew.
Weirdest thing. Like such
Maybe they had a lot of robberies and it freaks people out.
Yeah.
I will say
Or maybe
that's
they,
the
like, there
weirdest
was-
one to me so far. That's just
That is
like
very
dumb.
weird.
Not
I don't know,
weird.
the
They're
donkey-
all
the
weird. That
bathtub's
one's
kinda
just
weird.
dumb. That's why I was like, okay, not the weirdest, but just the dumbest. Like the most
Yeah.
off the wall, like stupid. Like
Oh, just wait.
just ban that. That's so dumb.
Just wait. Here's the next one.
Oh shit.
It is not legal to keep alligators in your bathtub. Apparently, there's a lot of bathtub rules.
No bathtub donkeys, no bathtub alligators.
No
Got you.
gators and no donkeys.
Got you.
Yeah.
A lot of
Okay,
people do
correction.
stuff like that.
It didn't say that you couldn't put the donkey in the bathtub. It just couldn't sleep in the bathtub.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yep. So
Okay,
that's
very
okay. So
important
then You're going to
distinction.
have to get it out of there.
Like a donkey.
Yeah. Get your ass out of that bathtub. Miss Susie the donkey. I don't know why my donkey's name was Susie, but okay.
I like it.
We'll
Good
go
name
with
for a
it.
donkey.
Say, well, apparently there's something that came to mind there. All right. This one's probably one of my favorites. If you are an educator You will not receive a raise if you have a bob haircut.
What?
No Karens allowed.
I know a second grade teacher went through a breakup, chopped her hair off into a bob, and they're like, sorry, no raise for you.
Yeah. Now you have to get fired, but it says no raises if you have a bob haircut.
See, like, how is that not like something under a discrimination act? Like something where they can sue and say, I didn't get it, and sue for everyone else's raise.
Well, you can do that though, because I feel like a discrimination law shouldn't be discriminated against if it's something that you can control. You can control your haircut. Buzz that shit off. Go straight. G.I. Jane on that shit.
No, so that's like sound, but this and that. Okay, have red hair. You're not allowed to have red hair. How is that any different?
Well, that's the thing I'm born with.
You're right for you. I guess that was a bad example since you.
As a matter of fact,
Okay, you can't have silver hair.
That is also a problem because when you go gray,
I know what you mean with
educating these crazy children and
there we are. It's all that want to keep alligators in their back.
I'm trying to think.
And I'm a supporter of bob haircuts, by the way.
No. It would be like saying you can't get a raise if you wear heels to work.
Yeah.
Something that's totally in your control. You choose it. You don't get it. I wish I could remember where it was. One of the ones I saw said that it was illegal for a woman to drive her car with a jacket.
What?
It says amazing. But it says it was considered not formal attire, and so it was not proper etiquette for a woman.
It used to be like a whole thing. You had to wear your hat. You had to wear your gloves. So probably like that makes sense. But you know what?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's just like in their school dress code handbook because
That's what it says.
That's crazy. Well, we covered one time on one of our, I think, the Badass and the Crime episodes, a mom who she was a teacher and she ended up getting fired from her job because she had an OnlyFans sticker on her car. And so she worked at a Christian school and they said that you can't park in our lot.
It wasn't even that she was a teacher.
Totally
She had kids at the school. She had kids at the school. She had an OnlyFans
Oh, she
sticker on the
wasn't
car,
a teacher.
and they
It was
were
the-
going to expel her kid.
Oh, okay.
That actually makes sense to me.
Ridiculous.
Oh, I'm
So
totally for that,
ridiculous.
actually. Because of the type of school that it is
Yeah,
and their
It makes sense.
expectations, that
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
it does
If
make
it was
sense,
a
but
public
it's
school-
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, if it was a public school, then it'd be like, I'm forced to send my kid here,
Yeah.
or you're going to throw me in jail for neglecting my child. So you can
Yeah,
fly kite.
yeah.
But if it's a church, you're probably paying extra. It's private school. There's rules
It
and
was a
regulations.
private school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why. Okay.
Both Rachel and I were like, it's really messed up.
You know what? I
Let's
wouldn't
go
have
out
to
a
have this-
different way.
I wouldn't have to have this OnlyFans if your prices were so damn high.
So your fancy ass school, and then what you have to consider is they're now punishing the child, and it's what is? Come on, man.
Well, and that's going to wrap up part 1 with Like Mother, Like Murder. So don't forget, tune in next week as well. We're going to be having a part 2 to finish up. And I just want to say thank you again to the lovely ladies for joining me. I had an absolute blast. I do want to take a second. Looks like we got a little backed up here. I apologize. Things got a little crazy with the holiday season. But I do want to give a shout out to some new patrons that we have over at the Patreon page. It is LK McCall. We have a Dustin P, Rob, Tony, Randy Savage. I wonder if that's any relation to Macho Man. If not, that's a shame. Brandon B, and Crispy. So thank you all for your contributions to the Patreon page. I hope you're enjoying the extra content, spirit box sessions, that kind of stuff, posts that I typically put on there just for you guys. I am also going to be doing some stuff here in the near future as far as with the Discord server. So any of my paid subscribers over at the Patreon page, download the Discord app first and then find the private Discord server. It's going to be things that you could chat with me directly. And I'm wanting to plan some live Q&As on there and give you guys a little extra bonus content as well as the videos and merch and all of that. The big show tier with that, you do have the opportunity to join me on a guest appearance for a special episode, probably going to be a shorter one. We'll see how it goes. And I am really excited because we are in the process right now to get one of my patrons on for an episode. It'll be the first one. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to get that one on the books. And again, if you guys are listening and you want to contribute and get some extra bonus material and have a little bit more access and stuff, just head on over to patreon.com/cryptids, creeps, and conspiracy. It's been pretty great. And don't forget as well, we have Christmas Eve. We're doing ghost stories live on TikTok. So go over, get set up on that so that you can watch that and hopefully interact and contribute and stuff. It's going to be a good time. We are also bringing on a couple special guests for New Year's Eve. We're going to do a countdown to 2025 cryptid cage match. I am super excited. We're going to be doing that till the ball drops or countdown or bell dings, whatever you guys do to celebrate. And just don't forget to tune in for that. It's going to be a good time. Thank you guys all so much as well. My 1 year podiversary is coming up on Christmas. So it'll be releasing. I'll see if I can get something a little special on and just kind of see where we go. Thank you guys so much. And don't forget to tune in next week because you'll hear the second half of this one. It's going to be fantastic. But I'll see you around, guys. Thank you for listening to this episode of Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy. If you wouldn't mind, please take a moment and give the show a 5-star review wherever you're listening. I know it might not seem like much, but it greatly helps the show and allows people to find us more easily. Also, head on over to www.patreon.com/cryptids, creeps, and conspiracy and subscribe to any of the tiers. Members of the Big Show tier get bonus materials, personalized shoutouts on the pod, ad-free episodes, access to the private Discord server, quarterly appreciation gifts, and a chance to be on the show. Not to mention video versions of the episode. Before you go, don't forget to click the link in the description and grab yourself or someone you know some self-designed merch by me, or make a donation to help keep the show going and fund future events and investigations. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Threads, and TikTok. If you have any questions, topic recommendations, or personal encounters, please send them to cryptidscreepsandconspiracy@gmail.com or submit them through the contact form at www.cryptidscreepsandconspiracy.com. I would love to hear from you and share your experiences on a listener episode. Just make sure that you specify that I have permission to add your encounter to the show and let me know whether or not you would like your real name read or an alias to maintain confidentiality. Thank you guys all again so much for your support. Until next time, my friends. See ya.